Yen Kasa is proudly brought to you by EK100, Minada Hair Care, and Genia Desserts. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the podcast Yen Kasa. Today, we are going to talk about an interesting topic that I'm sure all of us would have discussed in our homes, in our offices, wherever we are. And it is that topic that says to keep our relationship private or public. What are the pros and cons of it? So stay tuned and let's dive into it. Hi guys, welcome.
Oh, hello.
Hi. Right, it's been forever to get you guys on the set, and I'm excited that you two were able to make it. So today, before we start, let's introduce ourselves. Please tell us your name and
So my name is Amma.
okay,
My name is Serum.
but why are you guys being all diplomatic? Amma and Sairam, what's up?
Coco.
Give
I'm
us,
sure-
give us some time to unfold ourselves.
Right. Today's topic is going to be one that will require your energy to be up there because it's a bit controversial and it's fun. So give me that energy, right?
Okay.
So what we are talking about today is relationships. To keep it private or to keep it public, what are the pros and cons? I mean, this era that we are in, those who will be doing PDA and then, be showing us Pepe. I hear that social media this season it has been Pepe for all the single guys. We are managing. So what are your takes on this particular matter? Who's taking it first?
Sam, will you go first?
Yeah,
Okay.
I love balance.
Hey,
I think balance is very important. It doesn't have to be a 50-50. It can be an 80-20, 70, whatever works for you. So by balance, some people should know that you are dating somebody.
Okay.
And some people don't need to know. They not needing to know doesn't mean that if they know it's a problem. But I'll say I will be more on the side of if you're with somebody and it's exclusive, it is not a problem if more people know. Yeah.
okay.
The only reason why you want to keep it private is maybe because you want to ward off external influences.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you know there are specific people who may I'm trying to find a very
Influence the relationship in a way that will not
exactly
benefit you.
you want to probably ward them off here until you get to a point where things crystallize and then you want to make it very public. Because at a point, if the whole idea is for you people to settle down, it will be public. I mean,
This begs another topic. The whole idea is for you people to settle down. So there's another idea that doesn't beg that you settle down.
I think it's in stages. So you start off trying to get to know each other and see whether you guys can actually work together, because it's a case of you guys settling down is a case of you guys want to live together, want to do the rest of life together.
Right.
So the first few stages is a matter of you guys trying to assess each other and see whether you people can live together.
So if I get you right, during this particular first phase is where you ward people off because you haven't found your footing yet and you're trying to sort of...
Yeah. So when I say ward off, that is if you know that there are specific people who are going to be problems. So it's not a case of you intentionally are trying to keep some people away, but maybe what you're more intentional about is just trying to ring fence your relationship so that you will have more focus on each other. It's more about you than the outside influence. Definitely outside influence will come in, but you want it to be such that before they come in, you people are very sure of yourselves, such that the influence that is coming is probably coming to smoothing things out, or if it's such that it's going to make the relationship tumultuous, then you are trying, you will be able to weather that storm that it will come with.
Right. Amma, do you agree or you share a different view?
Okay, so for me, I think that relationships should be private
Right.
to a certain extent. So I say that because at the initial stages, like he rightly mentioned, you are getting to know each other. Even if you know each other, this time around, you've both discussed that this is what we are doing or this is where we are going. So I think that it has to be private. The only people I think are important enough to know who you have in your life would be very close friends to me, and maybe
Family.
a little bit of family, because yes, a little bit of a
Can you explain what the little bit means?
a little bit of family, because I think that you lose a bit of control over how you want to run the relationship when there are a lot of eyes or mouths getting into it. Yes.
Right.
So for me, I think that from the initial stages, it will be very private till maybe it's solid enough, and then we can tell people about it. That's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll ask this question. Seeing that as Ghanaians, we are community-minded, we are family-oriented, how does this impact our relationships? So everybody comes from a family, and I'm sure every family is wishing you well. So the moment you decide to take this bold step of wanting to be with somebody, you know how Ghanaians are, our mothers and our fathers and our aunties are. Everybody wants to know. Now, on your man, you know, I mean, and in your calls, we see you go and come, and you get it. So how do you think this impacts the relationship?
I'll go first on that one. So I think that when it comes to families getting involved or even getting to know about relationships, it starts from the family itself, the culture in the family.
Right.
So there are certain families that don't have the culture of getting to know the partners of the other family members, okay, till it's solid, then they come to introduce a person. So it would basically depend on the type of culture that is within the family.
The family.
Okay. So, for instance, me.
I like examples, real examples. Yeah.
I think I have had series of relationships that at the time I would say it's serious, but rarely did any family member had enough information to say that, oh, Amma is with ABC. ABC comes from this town. ABC's mother and father is so and so. No. And I would say that partly it's helped me. I know there are other folks who say that you didn't invite us in. If he knew someone was checking, maybe he would have acted better.
Yeah, I get that.
But for me, I have that calmness because I didn't have to introduce a lot of people and they all keep going, and I always need to explain myself.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, he's not coming here anymore because we thought, oh, we are not together again. Right. And then the next minute, another person is coming in. And like,
there's a way the mothers will say, Nancy, me who see me see
funny thing, you get it. So, I mean, personally,
right,
it would take a lot. It would take a lot to involve family in my relationship, because let's not forget, when you're dating, anything can happen.
Yeah.
You can break up at any time. You can decide not to go forward with whatever you discussed. So personally, just to save family trauma,
right.
Yes, save the drama and save them from trauma. Because there are instances where you've broken up with people, but your family don't even want to let them go.
They have not broken up.
Like, really,
your mother keeps calling him.
Really? I mean, I don't like drama. So I'd rather not. I would rather not.
But do they at least know the person's name?
It depends.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're very private.
It depends.
Wow.
It depends.
So I would want to go off on the tangent of the culture that the family has, because I agree with you that it is very important. the kind of allowance that your parents give you to be able to have this discussion. Even they being able to initiate some of these discussions are very important here. But if you say that we all know that certain relationships may not go anywhere, then your parents are also cognizant of that fact.
Right.
So if it gets
but
to the
wait,
point where,
how is it that your parents would they don't easily accept some of these things, because from where they sit, they claim, which sometimes is true, sometimes it's not. They see things you will not see. They have experiences you have not had.
Yeah.
So a situation where you will think it is not going anywhere, they might think that, if you gave it a little bit more time,
This has potential. Right?
you were patient a bit, it would lead somewhere. There is potential. So how do you also navigate that?
Yeah, I think it's important. You see, it takes a village to raise a child. It's something that we say a lot in.
Yeah.
So again, let's treat your relationship as a child. Yeah. And by village, I don't mean bringing everybody, but I always say that the people whose voices matter.
Yeah.
Such that, see, if it gets to a point where you want to marry A, B, C, who will have an objection, and that person C may make you change your mind. It may be your mother and your father. It may be your siblings. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they may have very good reasons why, because they love you. They don't have any sinister reason for not wanting to be with somebody.
Not all the time.
Yeah, not all the time. Yes. But most of the time, they have your best interest. So because of that, if I start dating Amma, yeah, and we are in a family where we are allowed to talk about everything, yeah, I can, mommy, I've seen Amma, I like her. Oh, okay, invite Amma over.
Let's have a conversation. Let's get to know.
Your parents also need to be able to give you the leeway to, allow you to steer a relationship in a certain way, yeah. But they'll talk to you, give you a bit of advice. You know some of the things that you should be able to do and not do. Definitely you do some things with your parents, yeah. But just knowing that your parents are where they trust you, if you should land into any...
Don't you think that also makes it difficult for you to get out when you the person in the relationship, you feel like it is becoming toxic, but because parents know about it and parents like...
But your parents should know, because I'm pretty sure most of our parents didn't. Our fathers or our mothers were not the first people they dated.
No, but
so they understand
at what point? When?
Yes.
So again, it comes down to us being able to communicate openly. If I am having issues with Kweku, okay, and I'm able to sit down with my mother or my father and let him or her know that these are the problems I'm going through. For this reason, I want to go out. I think they are at a point where they should be able to give you very sound advice. And if they are aware
that is my question. The sound advice is that
what I realize, I don't know, I may be wrong, but what I realize that they tend to, the circumstances in which I realize they tend to say that is when it is a marriage. If it's a relationship, they're a bit liberal about... because if it's a marriage...
That's why initially I said, once the parents come in and mother warms up to whoever your partner is, right? In mother's eyes, even though they are looking out for you, they also have a bias towards the person. So they will tell you...
Whatever it is, your parents love you more than whoever it is you are with.
That's true.
You get it.
But they also love you enough to say that, they see a future with you and this person. And look good together.
And you think they'll be...
Or a banker.
If they
get it.
Well, if they are bordering along those lines, then, that bias, I feel, is not sound, yeah. But if it is a case of they actually think it's something you can talk out. Because, when you are young, you don't have the temperament to be able to how should I put it, accommodate certain things that maybe we claim to be nonsense. So once we have a small conflict, we feel like, hey, I don't have time for this nonsense.
It's because we have choices.
Every time I wait. Yeah, exactly.
Options.
But maybe what our parents will probably want you to see is that there is nobody who is perfect. If this is something you people can work out, because your parents should be in a position to know what problems you can talk out and work out, and what problems you should run away from.
Right.
You get.
Right.
So they being in the mix, and it's not like you run to them with everything. And if I were a parent, if you were coming to me with everything, I'll tell you, hey, go and sort it out.
It's because you, at this point in your life, you know what you know. That's why you're saying this.
Maybe.
I'm sure that your father or your mother would feel proud that you come to them with, they feel like you have an open communication with lines with them, and it helps. They feel needed in your life. They feel a part of your life.
Exactly.
So, and yet, they would push you away that go and, hold it.
Figure it out.
Figure it out. Exactly. Oh,
Well,
see, my question still stands. Like she said, at what point, how much do you let them in? Because she said that she's going to be very private till, she gets to that point where this one, you do our. So I'm telling them,
okay.
You are saying that you let them in at the stage that,
as possible.
yes,
But
you met somebody, you let them in, you tell your folks that, I've met Amma, and,
First off, for the purpose.
So it means that, relax. It means that for all
you abscond with my child. Okay, abscond means that he or she wanted to be. Wait, maybe you kidnap my child and
security.
Probably you are not sound. Yeah, for the purpose of security, I just want to know who my child hangs out with.
Oh wow!
Most of the time. First off,
okay,
and maybe I can be at B for a while and they monitor from afar.
You think they're always at B?
Who parents? Naturally, you will not be. It's normal. I was with one lady sometime in their house, and her daughter is about 20. And these are people who are very liberal. The daughter is able to talk to the mom about some boy she's seen and all that. And she was showing her mother a certain photo.
Right.
And there was a bit of cleavage. This is somebody, on a normal day, she doesn't have problems with that, yeah? But she said was like, hey, you're showing too much this thing, oh. And then she realized that maybe she was exaggerating.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's normal, being a mother is like that.
Oh, okay.
So as much as she wants you to...
This is a very progressive mother.
She will, she will still... Her instincts. So let her.
So you have to agree with me that it depends on the type of culture.
Yeah.
That's in the family. Yes, I do.
It's very important. So the culture in your family would more like let you know, is this safe enough to let someone in?
But culture aside, what if you go and bring somebody who will go and kill you one day or kidnap you?
You the person. I'm myself so be It doesn't matter how you die.
Okay. They say, or double blade, I want to shoot.
Or double blade. Exactly.
You don't care.
But eventually, I'm sure that there's a community of friends and loved ones who, at a certain point, would point you in a direction that, I deal with there, you need to check it. Right. On that note, I think we'll go for a quick break and then come back and get into it more. So, on that note, we've heard what Seiram had to say. We've heard Amma. So I want us to explore Amma's option of keeping it private. What are the perks that come with keeping the relationship private? What would you say are the perks? I'll go with you because that was your option.
Okay, so personally, private relationship doesn't mean it's just the two of you that knows. Private means someone knows, but it's not in everyone's face.
Okay.
If a passes,
It's like cast.
Yes. If you chop breakfast, that's what we say now.
That's what we say.
So if you serve breakfast, the number of people who get to know about their breakfast are minimal.
Right.
Let's not ignore the fact that some of these breakups can be very traumatic.
True.
So it all depends on how you would want to find a way to go through it or manage it. Yeah. So the lesser you get it.
So, what I'm getting from you is that once it's private, the impact and how you manage when it doesn't end well is better than when it's public, where it's in everybody's eyes.
Yes, if it's in everybody's eyes, imagine if it's a relationship that's out there, almost everyone
Online.
your online in-laws knows about it. I mean, you'd be dealing with getting over it. You'll be trying everything to heal. You go online and almost everyone is still talking about how do you heal?
Yeah.
Are you going to run from social media? How long are you going to stay off social media?
Right.
I mean, some of these things, it has its benefits. Personally, I'd want to keep it in a small space. It blows up just in my face and those who know. It's not out there in the public.
You heal.
I prefer that. Yeah, fast, yeah.
Right.
Okay. So people will keep it private. And then it passes.
Yeah.
And they are crying in their room.
Yeah.
Their mother will come. Oh, I didn't know who soon. They can't tell their mother why.
Of course.
They can't tell their brother or their sister why.
You lost money. That's why you're crying.
They are crying. I mean, you are suffering alone, and you can. There's research that shows that when you are grieving or you are going through pain, and then you have a community behind you, you heal faster. You tend to move.
But do you think this, like she says, lately the communities we have, not all of them,
Yes.
So
the thing about people who mostly put their relationship out there is that these people have, let me say, they have liver. You don't care about
whatever
what
whoever
you
says.
say or how you feel about our relationship. Yeah.
Because want to pepper you.
Maybe it's not a case of maybe I just want to prepare you. It's just that
want to
I
live.
feel I don't have anything to hide. So if
Right.
you know, it's fine. If we break up, people break up. Yeah.
I'm
So
not the
people who
first.
tend to put their relationship out there tend to have a bit of grit. They mostly don't care about what you go through.
Yeah.
And not to say that they don't have feelings. So if we break up, I will not go through the 5 stages of grief. Yes, they will go through it. But I feel people like that tend to come out of it earlier and better.
You think?
I feel.
I disagree.
Yes, because
I'm not disagree.
yes,
there,
there are a whole lot of people out there who, well, again, it depends on your temperament. Okay, that is what informs whether you want to keep it on a low or you want to put it out there. It actually does influence that. Okay, so if I am putting it out there, then it means I really don't care if it casts. Because people marry and they divorce. Is your relationship more serious than marriage? People marry and then they lose half of their property, their life earnings.
I want to bring your attention to a current national situation, national crisis we are facing.
Galamtiana.
No. So that's
Stop that.
you have an individual
That's
who is
individual who put his relationship on social media and is going bonkers now on social media because it has passed.
Okay.
You know who?
I don't think I know. But trust me, that person, even if it was private, that person. Oh, okay. Yes, I know who. Yes.
striking a chord now.
But even if this person had a very private relationship, they'll still go through what they're going through.
But
Maybe it wouldn't have been
it wouldn't be this bad.
this bad.
See, tell me, this person we are talking about, what external influence is actually triggering the things that he's doing and saying? Nobody actually comes out there to say that, hey, your baby mama is out there having a time of their life, and then they start their episode.
But you see, we cannot
They just
tell
come
what
on
he's
randomly.
facing in private. You see, that's what you should understand.
Again, so
People are trolls. People are bullies. People are naturally not happy for. Okay, I heard this. They said that in Ghana, we hate to see happy relationships. So when it is blossoming, when it is flourishing, we'll say, "Oh,
Last.
it will cast."
I mean,
You get it.
everybody
So
does.
there are people out there who were already wishing that when it was like going well. So now that it has casted or cast, whatever we call it, now we'll come to you and say, "Say, Mekatrel, we told you. And yes, you didn't let us rest. You were pressing our necks. Here you are, you see." So there are people who are doing that to him in private. And you might not know how it's affecting him. That's why I think I agree with Amma that once it's private, you tend to have a certain power over how you heal and manage all of that. to be fair, me, I've tried both private and then public. And I can tell you, I would always tilt towards being private.
Okay, but I believe being public doesn't mean that you've lost control over your relationship and how you hear it.
Not necessarily,
People will
but
say
I'm
things
saying
about
that
it.
imagine that you walk into the mall to pick groceries, right? And you were known on the internet, on the social media.
Mhm.
I mean, in-laws knew you. And then they look at you, they see you at the mall picking groceries, and then they're, oh, don't worry.
And you tell them, "Sell
You know, you didn't ask for their sympathy. You are getting
You
it.
see, that's the thing. You see, it's risk assessment you do. Once you put something, once you put something out there on the internet or wherever, you open it up for public opinion. It means that you will get unsolicited
Do you know that
advice,
at a point,
comments.
some of these things, people didn't think it would end. Some of these relationships,
Mhm.
people didn't think it would end the way it ended. So when they were putting it out there, the notion and the impression was that this is going to, I mean,
I think almost everyone
everybody,
goes
yeah,
into
everybody
it
goes to
thinking
know
it would last. Yeah.
so really the risk assessment you are talking about here,
It won't.
it won't work
No.
because
This is what
you are
I'm
in
talking
love.
about.
You know you are going the whole 9 yards. So then you
I
are just
understand.
expressing yourself.
The risk assessment I'm talking about is that if it's out there, anybody can say anything about it. How do you feel about people saying things about what you've put out there, positive or negative? How do you feel about it? If you know you're somebody who doesn't have the stomach for negative comments, don't put it out there. When I see people put things out there and then people are commenting negatively and then
And they are
they are
blocking
blocking the
them.
people or deleting the
They are-
people.
They are locking their comment section.
Yeah, I find it very weird because if you are putting it out there, you have very
You should
little
be ready.
control over. So that means you have a block list that you're always updating, and you.
Oh, so
always
there you
do
go.
that.
You are actually confirming what we both.
No. What I am saying is that if you don't have the stomach for it, don't do it. Because if you know that
Okay.
what people say will affect you, again, as I'm saying, it's a matter of temperament. It means you are putting it out there for the very wrong reasons, peer pressure or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you know you are a very private person and what people say can affect you, then don't put it out there.
So now let me ask this. Now that we are talking about somebody we know that's a national crisis, how do we navigate all of this and social media? Because I am of the view that whatever you do, you would want to document aspects of your life on social media so that years later you can look back. One of the things for me it does is that it makes me appreciate my journey. You get it? A year by this time I was here, and you look back and you realize that, oh, you've made a lot of progress. So there's a certain level of you putting yourself out there. How do you manage that now, seeing that, there's a probability it won't go well? How much of it do you put on social media? How much of it do you hide from social media? How do you manage that situation?
Okay. Since I'm the one who is somewhat from get-go, I said I'm for balance, but it looks like I'm now more on the side.
Yeah, you are public than private. More public.
So we have different platforms when we talk about social media.
Yeah.
And what I want people to come and understand is that now social media has become more than just a social space.
Yeah.
It has become serious business for a lot of people. Okay. So you realize that there are people who have relationship accounts. Yeah. And that is what actually feeds them.
Right. They monetize it.
They monetize it. So I really don't know the inner workings of those relationships, but what I can surmise happens is that even if they have a fight or whatever it is, they know that this is what your daily bread comes from. So let's be professional about it. After that, we can go and fight. Yeah. But you are not making this. You are not getting any kind of influence from this.
Right.
Yeah, just putting it out there. And it's not like a story that vanishes after 24 hours. Even that, there are people who come and screenshot.
Of course.
You get.
Agenda.
Receipts.
So if it's a case of, I use my social media mostly for food content because I'm a foodie, yeah. So I mostly will put food there. I won't come and put my girlfriend.
We have never seen her on social.
If anything, it will be on WhatsApp or maybe Snap, where I have even Snapchat, there are a lot of prank guys, but WhatsApp, where I have a very, I have control over who is in my contacts list or anything. Yeah, that is where maybe you will see my significant other. But on Facebook, Twitter, wherever, I don't think you should be doing that, because right now it is business for people. It is business.
Yeah. So so what you are basically saying is, if you're doing it, you should make sure you are cashing in on it.
Yes. If that is the case, then
so that whatever comes, whatever happens, there was a gain.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Amma, what do you say?
It would take a lot, personally, to put so much on there. There's a time I saw a funny meme that said that one day I'll upload a picture of myself, my husband, my child, and I'll log out. So, yeah, something like that. Very simple.
Right.
I mean, no long story. We are here today. You are seeing it. Tomorrow we are there. You're seeing no, just one. And then we are done. Yeah, that'll be mine.
Great. So, I think we've said a lot. And to conclude, what I'm picking from all of what you've said is that there's no one size fits all for this.
All right.
So you should communicate with your partner and then agree on what best works for you, right?
Yeah.
Great. So your last words before we go.
Serum.
I think you said what Alda wanted to say. There's no
One size fit all.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Okay. So I would say that do what works for you. What works for it's basically the same. If you putting out there makes you confident about the relationship, hey, go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. Yeah.
Right. Thank you guys for sitting with me tonight. It was a swell time.
Yeah. Thank you.
I hope you guys are going to come back again.
Of
I think we've not exhausted this topic. There are other aspects of it I want us to explore.
Okay.
So let's make time and then meet here again.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, appreciate the view.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hollywood and
in
Accra.
Beverly Hills.
Right.
Ciao.
Right.